Hi, my name is Jeff Nowell. I'm a small contractor in Southern California, and just wanted to respond to a story about Obamacare and what it means to my wife and I. And my opening statement is basically great news. Pre-existing conditions are covered. Bad news. Who in the heck can afford it? A few years back, I worked for a company. And I had a group health plan the company paid for. And in fact, all my career, I can attest that we had insurance paid for by the company. I was very fortunate. However, the downturn in the economy forced the company I was working for to cut back hours, close some factories, and ultimately drop their group health plan. Ultimately, I left the company. And basically, there was no COBRA available because the plan was basically dropped by the company I left. And so my wife and I were out on the checking out the insurance market and found out that even if we could get insurance, it would be prohibitively high. What happened was that my wife was a breast cancer survivor. And I myself had some medical conditions that prevented us from getting insurance. And so even if we could afford it, basically we were out of luck in getting it. So well over 2 years, my wife and I pretty much paid out of pocket any of our medical expenses, prescriptions, and crossed our fingers and prayed that we didn't get some major reoccurrence of some conditions we had and that it didn't that we didn't have to go to the hospital. And thank you, it was Lord. It was basically we were healthy during that time. So needless to say, we were actually pretty excited on the provision of the Obamacare, the fact that pre-existing conditions would be covered, and we were really looking forward to that time. What we did find out before Obamacare kicked in is that California had a pre-existing condition insurance plan. And so we pursued that route. Found out it was rather pricey, but it was insurance. So, I mean, we pulled in our belt and basically paid the premium of, we were paying basically a little under $1,000 a month for both of us. And it seemed to be a fairly decent plan. So we carried that on. Got a notification that the California funding expired, so we were going on to, they had a government PCIP plan, which we are currently on. And then we got the notification that that was ending and we were going into the Obamacare exchange. What we found out is that basically the exchange had some plans on there. We took apples to apples comparison on the plans and found out that we could get a plan, but it wasn't quite going to be the deductibles equivalent to what we had. The co-pays were higher, and frankly, the insurance was a couple of $100 more a month for our particular insurance that we picked out that was actually a little bit substandard than what we currently have. But here's the crux of it. Had a high deductible was for the both of us was for a family $12,000. Roughly, the premiums are going to cost us $14,000 a year, and frankly, that's pretty darn expensive. In order for me as a small contractor to make enough money to basically pay for a premium for health insurance. Our margins 10 to 20% at most, but you're looking probably about $100,000 to $140,000 in contractor sales that I have to generate just in order to pay health insurance. I could go on and on about the other insurance, workers' comp, and everything else I got to pay just to keep my doors open as a contractor in California, but that's not the subject of this note. It makes it really tough. I don't know how we're going to do it. it may be that we just go pay the penalty, and just as we need insurance or you need medical care, we're just going to have to pay out of pocket. But for $14,000, I can definitely take care of our routine maintenance. It's just the throwing of the dice if something major happens, and that's always something that's hanging over our head. This isn't an Affordable Care Act. This is a way, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I remember I was managing big companies and paying premiums of $500 for a month for families as a group plan, a small group. Heck, we're in a large group here, and our premiums are $1,200 a month. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know where this is headed. It looks like it may even go higher. But frankly, I don't get subsidies. I make a little bit too much to get a subsidy. However, everything I make is just to scrape by. It's not. I'm not making a killing in this business, as no contractor is at this stage, and at the size that basically I am. But I wanted to share this information, this report. I don't think I'm the only one out there in this situation. I think there's got to be other contractors, there's got to be other small businesses that are just dying at the vine here based on how much we got to pay on insurance. And so I appreciate your time. Thought I'd submit this report and go from there. Talk to you later. Bye.